Danganronpa to Spare Time Theories because I'm still obsessed with it and the fandom is slowly dying. This will likely be in multiple parts, and this will most likely get more unhinged as it goes on. Starting off with one that I feel might be decently obvious and pretty popular. Wit is not the Chapter 2 culprit. This was popular when Chapter 2 was just coming out. People were all like, what's the culprit? Here's my reasoning as to why I do not think he is the culprit. First of all, he found the body, and it says in the rules that there must be 3 participants who did not witness the murder who find the body. And therefore, if Wit is a culprit, then there needs to be someone else who found the body, and no one else has said anything. And I know technically it could be like, oh, David found the body, but David was still acting nice, so I don't feel like he would have, hidden the fact that he found the body. Secondly, this is, to another reason people constantly say that Wit is the culprit, and that's because of the way he said his secret. However, I actually think the way he said his secret proves that it is his secret, because of the specific nature of what his secret is. His secret states that, his mom and dad will always omit the truth. Omit specifically means he will not say it out loud. And he doesn't like confirming that she's dead. So, when Rose was saying, I don't know whose secret it is, it's very out there. It's very, look, the secret is about the dead mom. And Wit's like, I don't want to say that now. I don't want to talk about my dead mom. But once Rose's secret had passed, and people weren't really thinking, dead mother, he goes, oh yeah, Rose's secret is mine. I think that just makes sense. Those are my only reasons, but I feel like both of those are valid enough. Who I believe the Chapter 2 culprit is, and how I believe they did it. Or how I believe he did it, because the culprit is Levi. It probably isn't, I just wanted to say that to be silly. Okay, now, this seems really odd. This seems like a culprit that comes out of freaking nowhere. What do you mean Levi's the culprit? What has Levi done? A little context as to why I think it's Levi. I think it's decently obvious to assume that the person who killed Ara is the person who Ara had the secret of. And because the secret was like, you're a murderer and you hold no remorse, or something like that. So, I mean, of the people whose secrets we don't know left, I think it's Veronica, Levi, Terrico. Since those are the cases, there are only so many people that could have the secret about being a murderer. Of those people, I know it sounds cliche to be like, well, it's obviously the big, strong person. He's obviously the murderer. But I'd also like to mention that he didn't hesitate before threatening Ace with murder. So, I mean, that's something. I have a possible plan. Now, this plan is absurd, and I know this plan is absurd, which is why there are visuals to help explain my very absurd plan for how this murder happened. This plan accounts for a few things, but I don't know how the fish and the clothes took place. I don't know how they were involved. I don't know what happened to Ari's glove. But, okay. The way I think this happened is it starts off with some sort of confrontation. Ari being like, Levi, I have your secret, and I just want you to know why the fuck do you have my secret? Argument. Ari's like, maybe even says something about, this is why you're such a horrible friend, or something like that. I don't know. And afterwards, later that night, she hears a confrontation happening in the infirmary. She goes to check it out, and she makes Arturo run from Eden. She then has a conversation with Eden. And Levi, not being too far away in the laundry room, overhears this conversation and decides to use this to keep his secret quiet. So, he decides on a plan to murder R.A. on the day before the motives come out, or the day of the motives. So he writes R.A. a note after 7:30, pretending to be Eden, saying, come to the playroom, I want to, whatever the note said. And R.A. seeing this and being like, well, there's no chance this is anyone except Eden, is like, yeah, of course I'll go. So then she gets there, and Levi decides that's when he attacks her. I think he knocks her out by drowning her in a bucket of water, and that might be how the fish take it into play, but I'm not entirely sure. And after R.A. is knocked out, a rope is tied around her neck, and she is placed in the spinny thing, the carousel, with her neck in between the bars, and the rope tied to the other end of it. On the same side that the rope is tied to, there's grippy tape on the other end, which explains why the grippy tape went missing. Using this, and Levi being a naturally strong person, he spins the carousel as hard as he can, breaking Ari's neck in the process. After doing this, he hangs her up on the swing set, and then leaves to go to the, morning meeting about the motives. Call this absurd as you want, and I do understand this does not account for, no matter what, this doesn't account for the clothes. I mean, I'm interested in hearing other theories. Unless you say it's wit, then I'll be very disappointed. My next one is a little more absurd. My next one, the next part of this, will be about, the secret that was stated to be Xander's. And I think this is my most unhinged of all of my opinions. So, if you like these, definitely stay tuned for that one. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye!